Hey, what's going on, everyone? So a while ago, a friend of mine made a really good point. He said, if you've got all these promo posters and flyers and advertisements and things like that, or just production art, anything sort of promoting the EU, the things that I love to collect, don't just keep it in a box, don't keep it folded up, don't keep it in poster tubes. Get some professional art portfolios, stick it in the sleeve so you can actually enjoy it from time to time. And I finally did that. And boy, has that made a world of difference. Now I can actually, on a regular basis, go through and flip through these things and actually appreciate the collection that I've amassed over the years. So what I wanted to do is to briefly go through this one, largely as just a way of sort of like passing on the great recommendation for any of you guys who've got similar sort of items and things you want to display that maybe you don't want to, spend money actually framing, right? And I thought, hey, it might be fun just to look at some of these things too. Some of these things, some of them are fairly common, a couple of them are pretty rare. I thought we'd need to kind of look. This just happens to be the portfolio, one of the portfolios I have for anything that's roughly around 11 by 17. I've got some for 11 by 14, 8 by 10, 18 by 24. I actually do have a couple for 24 by 36. My friend's recommendation was anything that big, that's approaching sort of like movie poster size. You should just, throw the money down and get it framed because it's big enough to be seen. It's meant to be seen. It's meant to be framed. It's meant to be sort of cherished in that way. In a couple of cases, I have so many that I just decided to actually get a portfolio that size as well. Those are harder to maintain. They're a lot more expensive to buy. But something like this 11 by 17 one, you can get really at any sort of like art store for a pretty reasonable amount. So let's just dive in and I'll show you a few of the things I've got here. This is one of the things that I'm most happy about in my collection of EU things. This is actual production art from the Micro series. Anyone familiar with that show or the EU in general should recognize the story from that Micro series that this is from. Love this. What's nice about these portfolios is that you can sort of see like they're so double-sided, right? So anything that is double-sided, you'll sort of get to see like the front and back of. This just happens to be the certificate of authenticity that came along with the item I picked up years ago. Over here, you guys might recognize this. This is slightly smaller than 11 by 17. I just happened to stick it in here partially for the purpose of this video here. This is obviously advertising the then upcoming Boba Fett young adult novel series. And on the back, this was advertising the Jedi Quest series. I've always loved this. You kind of get to see, there's a good old Jake Lloyd, and here's kind of a hybrid, and there he kind of becomes Hayden Christensen. Pretty cool to see that. I've just always loved promo items because you just get to see additional takes, additional angles on the stories themselves. I mean, even with the taglines, right? I mean, yes, it was meant to market, but there's an insight here. It's just neat to see the way that everyone's thinking about this, taking it so seriously. Anakin Skywalker, chosen to rise, destined to fall. So that even the promo poster, in some sense, is helping you through the storyline, right? That's really what I love so much about a lot of this stuff. Here we go, a beautiful promo poster for Mall Lockdown. I should say, where do you get a lot of this stuff? Well, it just depends, right? A lot of the stuff you needed to either get it at the bookstore, make friends with the manager and get it when they were tearing it down, or a lot of this stuff like this one here you get at San Diego Comic-Con or New York Comic-Con or some of the Star Wars celebrations and things like that. This here, the Jedi Quest and Boba Fett one, actually this was more popular back in the day. This actually came from a sort of like a book stand, and that had like kind of like a tearaway poster sort of feature. So like these were, I forget what it was, there would have been like 50 on each, and like basically if you bought the book you could then just like rip one off and take it. So that's where this came from way back in the day. The back of the mall one, gorgeous, right? Absolutely gorgeous. Now that's one that I wish I had a second copy of and could frame. This one is pretty easily available still on eBay for anyone interested in picking this one up. Here's a few that came from some of the cons that these last few ones came from. Again, this isn't super EU to me, but it's kind of neat. A promo poster for the the Death Star technical manual. On the other side, promo poster for the making of Return of the Jedi. You guys should recognize this promo poster for the Reader's Companion. Just a beautiful image. I've always loved that cover, and I love to see what it is that he's reading. Look, he's got Vector Prime down there, Yoda. He's reading the classics too. The other side of this is from the Old Republic. There is a style of promo poster from this era, sort of towards the end of the Del Rey run, towards the end of the EU, really, prior to 2014, that I really appreciate. That isn't just an image from the book, right? Which is cool enough, but that it has images of other books. And sometimes, I'm asked, why did I get into this? Why do I collect this stuff beyond just being a collector, beyond just wanting to collect things, right? The reason I got into collecting the promo posters and the advertisements, and I'd had a lot of this stuff, but why did I hold on to it, right? Why didn't I sell it? Why didn't I just crumple it up and throw it away? I mean, it's just paper, right? These aren't the stories. A lot of it came down to the fact that with the impending end of the EU, I wanted to hold on to everything about Star Wars prior to 2014, right? And part of that was the posters themselves and the promos and things like that. It was about reminding yourself of what it was like to walk into a bookstore and a comic shop and things back in the day and see this on the wall. But beyond that, what I started to realize was I wanted to be in such an immersive sort of EU sort of like life, right? That beyond just having the books and comics and role-playing games and things on the shelf, I wanted to see the art, right? I wanted to see the covers all the time. And being up on the shelf, you can't see them. You can see the spines, but not the covers. And the covers are really part and parcel of, my nostalgia for my love of the EU. And anyway, I started to think, well, gosh, what a shame that there really aren't a lot of commercially available poster prints that you can get just to get, the cover of Heir to the Empire or something like that. I realized, I know where you can do that, though. You can go back and find the promos and the bookstore displays and things like that, right? That actually have the art. So that's really what it comes down to. Fundamentally, I was driven to sort of see more EU on the wall. And that's what led me to pick this stuff up. And they really haven't disappointed. I mean, again, another beautiful one here. Crucible on the back side of this. Wonderful poster advertising Razor's Edge. Great shot of Leia there. This is fun. This is a promo poster for the Dark Horse Clone Wars Digest. Amazing little 10-volume series there. The back of that was something just promoting something else from Dark Horse, so I don't have anything there right now. This is sort of random, right? Promo poster just for Secret Missions 3. Really weird, right? On the back of here, though, is kind of cool. Sort of a checklist. Again, another thing that I love to see because I want to see more images of the other titles, right? So it's almost sort of a checklist for some of the other, Clone War era stuff here from Grosset and Dunlap, the graphic novels, the adaptations, the activity books and things like that. Another classic example of a poster that doesn't just advertise a single book or something, but actually advertises all the books with covers of the books themselves. I mean, I just absolutely go nuts for this stuff and love it. Love, love, love to see this. Beautiful, right? I mean, all of these covers are great. I mean, Legacy of the Force covers are some of the, in my opinion, best covers of the Star Wars EU in general, which I don't think on the whole, controversially, maybe to some, I don't think have really great covers to begin with, but those are some of the best. On the back of that is something specifically advertising, on the one hand, Millennium Falcon, but then this is so cool too, it takes sort of just a broader view of the Fate of the Jedi storyline. With, again, this isn't just like, let's just slap an image of a cover, and hope you pull out your wallet. I mean, this really gets into what it's all about. This really breaks it down by book. This, an author, I mean, you get a synopsis here of what we're talking about, timelines. There are a lot of thought got put into this, right? Really neat. And again, I think what's one point to make about this is that here we have something towards the end of the EU, right? So much thought, so much time, so much love is being put into the marketing and the promo of it, right? Again, it's not just about slapping stupid images on, to hope we all buy it. We were going to do that anyway. This is about sort of like, just, you can just sense the love that even Del Rey has for the storyline, right? And again, the irony is, why in 2014 then did they decanonize? There was clearly still so much love, right? Not only by the fans, but by the producers of it too. It just doesn't make any sense. Here's a promo poster for Chusha Bakura. Same thing as the Boba Fett and Jedi Quest series, where this was something that back in the day on the book stand in the bookstores, I think pretty much often Walden Books back in the day, which I don't think exists anymore, there'd be a bunch of these posters, and if you bought one of the books, you could just rip it off. Now, somewhere over there on the other side of the room, which I'll someday I'll do a sort of a video of like all the book stands that I've got and book displays and things like that. But I actually have one of those, like it's still like the book stand with a bunch of the posters on it that haven't been ripped off. It's kind of cool. So I think this is just one-sided, yeah. Here we've got some more comic promos here. Obviously advertising Dawn of the Jedi. These are the types of things that you either would have gotten at cons or often just like you would have just asked your, you know, local comic shop dealer to like, you know, maybe not tape them on the window or something and just take them. Most of these are double-sided. Knight Errant, pretty cool. Here I just have a bunch of additional copies of it folded up. Yeah, I love this one. Tells the Jedi. Great promo, great promo. Beautiful images. Here, by the way, is kind of a weird thing. These are a series of 11x17 prints that I have that are produced by a friend of mine. To my knowledge, there are only 3 of each of these in existence, so don't ask me where to get these because they're like a one-off thing, but I'm so glad I've got them. So glad he decided to let me get in on it. So they use Yuuzhan Vong, Old Republic stuff, Jaina Solo, Sword of the Jedi. Hopefully I'm making some people jealous. Not entirely my intent, but I will admit I'm pretty excited to have these as poster prints. Look at that. The mainline Star Wars paperback storyline, Shaak Ti, it's upside down. More Old Republic stuff, Rule of Two, Skywalker family tree. Oh, look at that, beautiful. My friend's a huge fan of hers, so of course we were gonna get a poster there. Lucasfilm timeline. Kind of breaking down the eras by the EU we got in each, right? You know, how many books and how many shows and stuff like that. He's different, pretty cool. Back to the promo items. Another great comic promo here. I think this is double-sided. Let's see, what do we got here? Yeah, Knights of the Republic, Star Wars Rebellion, or Knights of the Republic. So this is just one of several of my 11x17 portfolios. Again, I've got more I'll show later as they get filed away. Yeah, you know, I'm interested in knowing what kind of promo stuff you guys might have. I'm also interested if you guys do anything similar to sort of display it. This has just made a world of difference, and I've been surprised recently how often I've just pulled these out of the closet just to sort of like run back through, and I actually get to enjoy them again. You know, I always knew I had this stuff sitting in boxes and poster tubes, but now, again, the whole point was to have this to sort of be once again re-immersed in a completely EU world, and now I'm finally able to do that, right? I'm actually able to go through here and look at this stuff, and it's really great. And as I say too, you're actually able to add stuff that's not even promo material, but like the actual, this is like, this production art here is the actual EU itself, right? So doesn't get any better than that. So anyway, yeah, more to come for sure.